Eating at a street food stall in the middle of the road, I noticed a small, shabby-looking uncle staring at me intently, his stomach audibly growling. He looked so pitiful that I pulled him over to join me for some spicy sour fish, cold noodles, grilled skewers, barbecue, and spicy hot pot. We ate until we were full and even had a cup of tea afterward. But the next day, I was stopped at the school gate by the campus beauty. "It's you, huh? The one who takes my dad to eat street food every day?" Turns out, the rich and famous campus beauty, Vanessa Brooks, is about to have a birthday. I've had a secret crush on her since our first year of university, and my roommates all know about it. So, they started offering suggestions. Vanessa Brooks's birthday is coming up. Why don't you take this chance to confess your feelings and give her a gift? Yeah, it's been 4 years already. If you don't confess now, you won't get another chance after graduation. I heard she loves collecting vinyl records. Why not give her one? Maybe she'll see how much you understand her and accept your feelings. Their words got my heart racing. But when I searched for vinyl record prices, the smile on my face froze. The cheap ones cost a few hundred, while the expensive ones went for thousands, even tens of thousands. Vanessa Brooks is a rich girl, a campus princess. I couldn't possibly give her a record that only costs a few hundred. But the expensive ones? I just didn't have the money. Clutching my wallet in despair, I muttered, maybe confessing isn't really necessary after all. Hearing that, my roommates looked disappointed. "Ethan Walker, that's the girl you've secretly loved for 4 years. Are you really going to let such a good chance slip away? If you miss this opportunity, you might never see her again." At that moment, Daniel stroked his chin and thought out loud, "Isn't it just a matter of money?" I looked at him, eyes lighting up. "Daniel, are you going to lend me the money?" He flicked my forehead. "It's just a money problem, yeah. But I don't have any either." I pouted. "And here I thought you were some hidden rich heir." Grinning, Daniel pulled out his phone. "I don't have money, but the company where I used to intern is hiring. I can refer you. Work there for 2 months and you'll have enough." I rested my chin in my hand and thought for a while. Sounded like a good idea. But no one warned me that working would be this hard. Every day I had to get up at 7 a.m., often without time for breakfast, squeezing into the crowded subway. After an hour of commuting, I had to sit at my desk by 8:30 a.m. sharp and begin a full day of non-stop work. Before working, I loved Vanessa Brooks. I wanted to earn money to buy her a gift. After starting the job, well, I guess I didn't love her that much after all. But I had signed a 2-month internship contract. Quitting would mean paying a penalty. So I gritted my teeth and pushed on. The company had long hours. Every day I worked miserably until 9 p.m. Luckily, there were lots of good food stalls near the office: spicy sour fish, spicy hot pot, grilled skewers. There was even a night market where I could buy roasted pig feet, grilled cold noodles, and fried pancakes. Every day after work, I would stop by the street stalls near the company for something to eat. Eventually, the stall owners started recognizing me. As soon as I arrived, the fish vendor greeted me warmly. "Hey kiddo, what do you want today? The spicy sour fish is super fresh. 1 spicy sour fish, please." "Thank you." Just then, I noticed the same uncle from before glancing our way several times. The smell from the night market wafted through the air. He swallowed hard. As I received my fish, his stomach growled loudly. He looked embarrassed and turned to walk away. I don't know what came over me, but I called out, "Uncle, have something to eat." He paused but didn't turn back. I walked up and took his arm. "This portion is way too much for me. I can't finish it on my own. Come eat with me." He waved his hand quickly, saying, "No need." But right then, his stomach growled again. Even the vendor chuckled. "He's starving, just eat." If it's not enough, I'll give you more for free. This kid comes often. In the end, the uncle didn't refuse. He sat down with me at a small table and started eating. He ate slowly, and if he hadn't finished the entire broth at the end, I might not have believed how hungry he truly was. After we finished eating, the uncle looked at me gratefully. "Thank you, young man. This is the first time I've had such delicious food." Hearing that made my heart ache. I hadn't expected that he couldn't even afford street food. I quickly responded, "It's nothing, uncle. Did you forget your wallet today?" At the mention of this, he seemed a little embarrassed. Actually, I didn't dare eat alone, so I hesitated for a long time. "I'm really grateful to you." As I listened, a thought struck me. Wasn't he the dining companion sent to me by fate? Since he often eats alone here, if he doesn't mind, he could eat with me every day. "Really?" he asked. "Of course," I replied. After working for so long, I finally had someone to eat with. I told him, "Uncle, it's not just the spicy sour fish that's good around here, there's also a great little skewer stand up ahead. Come on, I'll take you to try it." His eyes lit up. That night, after we had skewers, we stumbled upon some grilled cold noodles. After eating that, our mouths felt dry, so we had a cup of tea. In the end, I couldn't even remember how much we ate. I only recalled that by the time we caught a taxi home, our stomachs were round and full. He waved goodbye to me excitedly. "Goodbye, Ethan. I'll be waiting here again tomorrow." I couldn't help but marvel. He looked skinny but had quite the appetite. The next day, just as I got off work, I saw him already waiting near the street food stall. When he saw me coming, he waved from afar. "Ethan, over here." I was a bit surprised. "Uncle, how come you're here so early? Don't you have work?" He seemed a little confused at first, scratching his head. "Work? Oh." Then he pointed to a building ahead. "I work in there, cleaning." I was a little surprised and quietly felt a pang of sympathy, so he was a janitor. I looked at him, wanting to say something, but he cheerfully interrupted me. "Ethan, what should we eat today?" I thought for a moment. "Let's try a nice warm hot pot for once." He clapped his hands excitedly. "Great! I've never had hot pot before." My heart ached even more. He hadn't even had hot pot. While eating, he was curious about everything: meatballs, sausage, chicken, fish slices. He picked them all. 20 minutes later, he entered a state of hot pot excitement. "Add some fermented tofu sauce and cilantro, it makes it extra fragrant," he said. During the meal, he chatted casually. "Kid, how old are you? Working nearby?" "I'm a senior in college, recently started an internship." Upon hearing I was still a student, his face showed sorrow. "All the nearby universities take at least an hour to commute." "Such a good kid, so hardworking." I grinned. "I want to save money. The girl I like has a birthday in 2 months. I want to buy her a present." He looked a bit outraged. "Her birthday and you, the boyfriend, still have to work to save money to buy a gift? I don't approve of her." No, uncle. She's not my girlfriend. I just like her." My voice trailed off into a whisper. He got even more upset. "Ethan. A good guy like you and she doesn't appreciate it? She doesn't deserve you." "Uncle, she doesn't know I like her. I've liked her in secret for years but never dared to confess. I plan to do it on her birthday." His face froze a bit, then straightened. "Then that's still her fault, she couldn't even tell someone liked her? Ridiculous." "Oh. Right, Ethan, I have a daughter too. She's pretty cute. If that girl doesn't appreciate you, I'll introduce you to my daughter. Her birthday is coming up too." "Uncle." I waved my hands quickly. "Okay, Okay, he backed off, but just as he wanted to continue, I changed the subject. Uncle, let's go get some octopus balls after this. Delicious. As expected, his eyes sparkled at the mention of food. After the meal, I took the subway an hour back to my dorm. Lying on my bunk, I counted on my fingers how many days were left until payday. Daniel patted my shoulder. Stop counting. Payday's on the 1st of next month, 10 days left. I leaned back, feeling hopeless. Daniel, I didn't know working was this exhausting. He patted my shoulder. You should be grateful. This company's benefits aren't bad. At least we have weekends off. Who knows, next year when we're job hunting, we might not even find jobs with weekends off. My already shattered heart was now in pieces. The other roommates couldn't hold back their laughter. Now I understood, working truly is the cure for lovesick brains. Before, every time Ethan came back, he'd mention Vanessa Brooks a few times. But now, he just curses the company, then crashes straight into bed. Daniel, your method really works. In 2 months, even if Vanessa Brooks rejects him, he probably won't even feel heartbroken. Everyone laughed loudly. The only sad one was me, but thinking again, at least I still had an uncle to share meals with. Life wasn't too bad yet. Out of habit, I went online and saw that Vanessa Brooks had updated her status again. My parents fought today. Dad stormed out. What should I do? I replied immediately, contact your dad quickly, take him out for some good food, then let your mom buy him an apology gift. Vanessa Brooks responded almost right away, thank you, Ethan. Daniel and the others thought I was doing nothing in my pursuit of Vanessa Brooks, but they didn't know, I had long since become her #1 fan online. Vanessa Brooks shares everything on social media. She always replies to my comments immediately. That's our kind of romance. Since that day, I ate with Uncle every day, and we developed a silent bond. When I didn't have to work overtime, he would wait for me at the little eatery nearby. When I did, he would buy snacks and drinks in advance, drop them off at my company for me to munch on, and then wait in the lobby reading until I finished, so we could go out and eat together. Today, I wasn't working overtime, so the moment I clocked out, I rushed out of the office. Uncle had messaged me, a new braised meat shop just opened up, smells amazing. We work like horses all day, isn't it just so we can eat something good after? When I arrived, Uncle immediately handed me a plate. Ethan, hurry and take this, the food here is really fresh. I took it, grabbed a few things, then sat down with him. That's when I noticed a few cameras set up around us. I asked, boss, what's going on here? The boss scratched his head and smiled, it's our grand opening today. Just doing some promo. Uncle and I nodded. These days, with short videos being so popular, it wasn't surprising. But after a while, the boss came over, looking a little awkward. Excuse me, as our customers, would you be willing to say a few words about our food on camera? I'd been socially anxious since I was a kid. If you agree, I'll give you 10 free meals. I swallowed the words that were on the tip of my tongue. Boss, of course we're happy to. In front of 10 free meals, even introverts find courage. Seeing me speak up, Uncle chimed in too, exactly, we're willing. The boss was thrilled. After filming, he even gave us a few snacks. But we didn't expect this casual moment would blow up, we ended up trending online. When I found out the video had gone viral, I was still asleep. Daniel pulled me out of bed. Ethan. Wake up, you're famous. I jolted awake. What's on fire? Not fire, Drake said exasperatedly, a viral video. He shoved his phone in my face. In the video, Uncle wore a simple outfit. I wore jeans and a short-sleeve shirt. Visually, we were a stark contrast. We were eating braised meat with gusto, devouring it quickly and joyfully. Even while the boss interviewed us, we didn't stop chewing, constantly saying how delicious it was, barely lifting our heads. I looked at the likes, over 2 million. A top comment read, "If they seriously told me the food was good, I might not believe it. But eating like that? I've got to try it." Another, "If I were the boss, seeing customers eat like that would motivate me to open the shop every day." One reply in the comments said, "I thought they looked familiar. I see these too often near our company. The uncle waits for the younger guy every day so they can eat together." The internet was amazed. "Oh, they're eating buddies? That's so wholesome. They eat so well together." Daniel stood in front of me, his face full of envy. "Wow, Ethan. You even found a secret eating partner while working." I bowed my head in mock guilt, like a wife caught cheating. Because back in school, Daniel had been my eating buddy. He dragged a chair over, sat down, and interrogated me like a cop. "Be honest and I'll be lenient, resist and you'll be punished. Where'd you find such a rich uncle as your food partner?" I quickly shook my head. "That uncle isn't rich. He's just a janitor at the big office building next to mine." Daniel pointed at the comments on his phone. "Look carefully at the replies." I scrolled through the comments, and my eyes immediately widened. Wait a second. If I wasn't mistaken, wasn't the shirt Uncle wore from some luxury brand? Another comment read, "No one noticed how, even though he eats quickly, he's still incredibly elegant. He gives off the vibe of a true gentleman. Feels like someone who's been eating at Michelin restaurants his whole life." Only after meeting this guy did he discover how delicious street food can be. Daniel looked me dead in the eye. "See? That shirt he's wearing? It's luxury. Worth hundreds of thousands." I gasped. "No way." I remember once or twice while we were eating, oil splashed onto his shirt. He didn't care at all. Just then, I got a voice message from Uncle. "Ethan, I saw that video already. The internet thinks I'm rich." He chuckled. "Well, I just pretend to be rich. It's all knockoffs." He even laughed a few more times. So that's how it was. I turned to Daniel. "See? I told you. He's not some wealthy big shot." But Daniel frowned. "I still think something's off. Didn't you hear his laugh? Doesn't it sound especially like a rich person's laugh? Full of confidence, like someone who's had a stable life." I shook my head and walked off. Daniel stood there thinking, still suspicious. Even after I had walked quite a distance, I could still hear him muttering behind me. "No. That uncle looks really familiar. Where have I seen him before?" After our meal outside school, I slowly made my way back onto campus. Suddenly, my phone buzzed. It was another post from Vanessa Brooks. It read, "A certain someone's been kidnapping my dad every day to eat junk food with him. Now Dad won't even come home for dinner anymore. We've finally identified the suspect. How should we punish him?" I quickly replied, "Oh no, men his age don't have the best digestion anymore. Who would take your dad to eat junk food? They definitely need to be warned." Then I added, "I never eat junk food. Let alone drag others into it." Vanessa Brooks messaged me directly this time, "What do you think I should do? My dad really defends this guy. Maybe you can talk to him when Dad's not around? Tell him not to eat junk food with Dad anymore. Say Dad's not feeling well. If something happens, no one can take responsibility." She added, "Ethan, you're so smart. Without you, I wouldn't know what to do." And then, "Oh right, my birthday's coming up. Will you come? My house is near the university. I'll cover your travel costs." I almost couldn't contain my excitement. After all this time, Vanessa Brooks finally invited me to her birthday. But I had to stay cool. Act like it was no big deal. If nothing urgent comes up, I'll be there. Alright, I'll message you a few days in advance. I hugged my phone, grinning from ear to ear, imagining what it would be like to finally meet Vanessa Brooks on her birthday. I even started to picture her reaction when she received the carefully prepared gift I had in mind. But I didn't expect to see her even sooner than planned. That day, after work, I dashed out of the office like usual to find Uncle. But halfway there, someone stopped me. And when I looked up, our eyes met, and my heart skipped a beat. It was Vanessa Brooks. And what she said next stunned me even more. "So it's you, right? The one who keeps dragging my dad to eat street food every day." I froze. Me? Taking Vanessa Brooks's dad to eat street food? I panicked. No way. I didn't. Why would you think it's me? Vanessa Brooks frowned, clearly upset. If I hadn't happened to see this video, I wouldn't have known that my dad hasn't been coming home for dinner because he's been eating at street stalls with you every day. My dad's health isn't that great to begin with. What if something happens because of this food? Wait, why did that line sound so familiar? A sense of unease suddenly crept up inside me. Vanessa Brooks pulled out her phone and held it in front of my face. "Look. Isn't this you?" Once again, the familiar video played. My heart sank. Who could be more miserable than me? I hadn't even had a chance to confess and now I was already hated. I really wanted to cry, but had no tears. Who would have thought, the random uncle I ran into on the street turned out to be her dad? At this point, my priority shouldn't be love. It should be buying a lottery ticket. Just as the tension reached its peak, Uncle suddenly appeared. He stepped in front of me and stared sharply at Vanessa Brooks. "You talk too much. I knew you'd come find this boy. Why make it into such a big deal?" I was hiding behind Uncle, trembling. Vanessa Brooks looked helpless. "Dad, I didn't mean anything bad. I'm not bullying him. I just wanted to tell him to stop taking you to eat street food every day. You don't come home for dinner anymore. If that food ruins your health." Suddenly, I remembered how I had confidently told Vanessa Brooks that I never ate junk food. Regret poured over me. What had I been pretending for? How was I supposed to explain all of this now? But Uncle didn't back down. He didn't take me there I wanted to go. He just came along. "Those food stalls. They've got protein, vitamins. How could they be harmful? You should stop watching so many useless videos," he added. Vanessa Brooks opened her mouth to argue, but Uncle cut her off directly. "We're going to eat. I'm warning you, don't interrupt us." With that, he dragged me away. I was so embarrassed I didn't dare open my eyes. Vanessa Brooks walked away. And with her, my love story. During dinner, I was completely listless. Uncle thought I was scared by the argument and tried to comfort me. "Ethan, it's all my silly daughter's fault. She doesn't understand anything and just barged in like that. I never meant to pretend to be poor, I just didn't want you to feel any pressure. Can we still eat together like before?" I nodded. But inside, I was crying in a thunderstorm. So what if Uncle's not rich? Why didn't he tell me earlier? That beautiful daughter of his was Vanessa Brooks. Love was almost in my hands. Now it had slipped away. My love ended before it even began. That night, when I returned to the dorm, I was as gloomy as a wet puppy. Daniel saw me and was startled. "What happened to you?" I looked up with a scrunched up face. "Daniel, my love is gone." "What? Vanessa Brooks already has a boyfriend?" I was just about to say, no, when Daniel suddenly scrolled through his phone, and his expression changed. "Oh no, Ethan. It looks like Vanessa Brooks really does have a boyfriend. Look, Someone from school took a photo of her walking around with some guy. It's already posted on the school's social media wall. I grabbed his phone. Though the guy's face wasn't clear, the girl's outfit matched exactly what Vanessa Brooks wore today. Her figure, too, looked just like hers. Someone had commented, "I think the guy is Ryan Carter, the real estate heir. Childhood friends with Vanessa Brooks. No wonder she's never dated anyone all these years. She already had someone in her heart. And they really look good together." My hands trembled as I scrolled through the comments. My nose started to sting. Daniel gently patted my shoulder and took the phone from me. "This kind of gossip is probably fake, all just rumors. Don't believe it. Let's stop looking. You tired? I'll order you a coffee." Of course I knew Daniel was trying to comfort me. I forced down the sting in my nose and gave him a faint smile. "Daniel. I'm okay. I don't believe it." That night, I couldn't sleep. I stared blankly at the ceiling, tossing and turning in bed. Suddenly, my phone buzzed. I picked it up and saw a private message from Vanessa Brooks. "Ethan, are you still awake?" I hesitated. Should I reply? After all, she already had a boyfriend now. But just moments later, she sent another message. "Today I went to find that guy. I was planning to talk to him when my dad wasn't around, to tell him not to keep taking my dad out to eat at those food stalls anymore. But I didn't expect my dad to see it all. He defended him and even scolded me." Reading that message lit a fire in me. Uncle already explained, I didn't make him go to those stalls. I just ate with him. Why did everyone assume I was dragging him there? Besides, what's wrong with street food anyway? So I replied right away. "What's wrong with food stalls? I think the food there is delicious. I eat it all the time." She had a boyfriend now, I didn't have to pretend anymore. But her next reply stunned me. "Actually, I like food stalls too. It's just that my dad's health isn't good, so I don't want him eating it too much. But personally, I really like it. If you like it too, next time I'll take you to eat." She sent a bunch of messages, but I no longer felt the excitement I used to whenever she messaged me. I replied coldly, "Maybe next time." She seemed to sense something was off. "Are you in a bad mood today?" After thinking for a moment, I replied, "Yeah. Met an idiot today." She answered, "I see. If I saw her, I'd definitely beat her up for you." I stared at the message and gave a bitter smile. "Idiot, go punch yourself in the face. Already has a boyfriend and still acts like this?" I turned off my phone and didn't reply again. After that day, I still went to work like usual, and after work, I continued eating dinner with Uncle. But the motivation I once had, to buy fruit for Vanessa Brooks, was gone. I still felt a little empty inside. Uncle started to notice something was wrong. "Ethan, is something bothering you lately?" I looked at him and couldn't help but think of Vanessa Brooks. A wave of sadness hit me. Before I could speak, my eyes were already red. "Ethan, what's going on? Tell me." I sighed and finally opened my mouth. "Uncle, the girl I've liked for years already has a boyfriend." Uncle laughed. "I was wondering why you've been looking so gloomy lately. So that's what it is? With a guy like you, finding a girlfriend shouldn't be hard. How about this, when my daughter's birthday comes around, I'll take you with me." Before he could finish, I quickly shook my head. How could I dare see Vanessa Brooks again? Right now, I just wanted to stay as far away from her as possible. Uncle gave me a knowing smile. "Relax. I'm not saying you have to meet my daughter. There'll be lots of other single beauties there. I know a few of them, really pretty and good girls too. But Uncle, come on, trust me. I'm telling you, there'll be lots of beauties. Back in the dorm, my roommates found out I was still planning to attend Vanessa Brooks's birthday party and were all shocked. "Ethan, she already has a boyfriend and you still want to see her one last time?" Our Ethan is truly the god of pure love. Crushed on her for 4 years without confessing, and now that she has a boyfriend, you still want to go check him out. Ethan, the Romeo with no Juliet. I weakly raised a hand. That's not it. Her dad invited me. They all shouted in unison, "Her dad?" I nodded and told them the whole story from beginning to end. After I finished, Daniel rubbed his chin thoughtfully. "So, the uncle in that video was actually Vanessa Brooks's dad. And because of that misunderstanding, her impression of you got worse. Now that she has a boyfriend, you're upset. But her dad thinks you're heartbroken, so he invited you to the birthday party to meet new girls." I nodded. "Exactly." Daniel patted me on the shoulder. "That's actually a good thing. Even if you didn't win over Vanessa Brooks, you won over her dad. That's pretty damn cool." The other roommates also voiced their agreement. "Exactly. Her dad even said he wanted you to meet some beautiful girls. Just go check it out. Who knows, maybe you'll really find someone new. It's just dating, right? Our Ethan can date too. Ethan, go accept a flower from another girl already and forget that one." As expected, I knew they'd say something like that. Just then, my phone buzzed again. Another private message from Vanessa Brooks. "Ethan, about what we talked about before. My birthday's next week. Will you come?" I frowned. I started typing no, but quickly deleted it. "What, you want me to come and watch you flaunt your love with your boyfriend? Fine. I'll come. But only as the annoying guy who keeps dragging your dad to eat street food." So I replied, "I'll come." She immediately sent the address and added, "Ethan, I'll be waiting for you. Just wait, you'll be waiting a long time." On the day of Vanessa Brooks's birthday, Uncle called me early in the morning. Still half asleep, I mumbled, "Uncle, what's going on? Isn't the party tonight?" He sounded excited on the other end. "Yes, but shouldn't we get ready beforehand? I'm taking you to buy a suit." I sat bolt upright in bed. "What? Uncle, this is just a birthday party. We need to wear suits?" "Of course we do, silly boy. Events like this obviously require suits. Hurry and get ready, I'm waiting at the gate." Before I could refuse, he hung up. I had no choice but to get up and accept my fate. When I got to the gate, Uncle was leaning against his luxurious car, admiring the view. The moment he saw me, he waved. "Ethan, look at me, don't I look like a successful man? Meanwhile, you look like a broke student." Students passing by were whispering to each other, "No way. His dad looks so rich, but the son's a total mess. Guess not all rich kids are stylish, huh?" I shut my eyes in silent despair. Once we got in the car, Uncle started chatting again. "Ethan, I already scoped out a few shops. The salesman sent me some suit photos. I think a few of them would look perfect on you. We'll try them all." "But Uncle, those kinds of suits, aren't they super expensive?" Uncle thought for a moment. "Maybe the cost of a few years of street food, the unlimited kind." I panicked and shook my head. "Uncle, let's not buy them then. We could use that money for a lot of good meals instead." Uncle looked disappointed. "Look at you, we will eat well, but you can't skimp when it comes to dressing well." At the mall, Uncle dragged me from store to store, trying on one suit after another. It wasn't until noon that he finally let me rest. Then he turned to the salesperson, "Pack up all the ones he tried." My eyes went wide. "Uncle. That's too much." He confidently pulled out his card. "It's fine. I don't have much else, just a lot of money." I was speechless. Being rich, really is nice. But just as we were leaving the mall, we unexpectedly ran into Vanessa Brooks. And the guy from the photo. They were walking and chatting. The moment she saw us, she stopped in her tracks. "Dad? What are you doing here?" Then her eyes flicked to the shopping bags in my hand. A strange expression passed over her face. I awkwardly tried to hide them behind me. Uncle looked a bit surprised too. "What, you two out shopping too?" Then he turned to the guy. "Ryan? Didn't you and Vanessa hate each other when you were kids?" Ryan Carter chuckled. "Uncle, that was in the past. Now, Vanessa needs me." Uncle nodded cheerfully. "All right then. You two enjoy your day. As for me, I'm off to eat some street food." At those words, Vanessa Brooks visibly flinched, like she'd heard a forbidden word. "Ethan." Uncle frowned. "What? You have a problem with that?" My heart sank. "Uncle, please don't." While Vanessa Brooks stood frozen in place. I quickly grabbed Uncle by the arm and pulled him away. "Uncle, let's go get something to eat. I'm starving." As soon as he heard I was hungry, he lost all interest in chatting with the others. "We'll head off first. You two take your time and enjoy yourselves." We had only walked a few steps when I still heard Vanessa Brooks muttering behind us, "Ethan. What a coincidence, huh?" I started to feel uneasy. Did she realize something? That evening, when Uncle brought me to the party, whispers immediately broke out among the guests. Since when did the Brooks family have a son, other than the two daughters? Such a handsome young man. Which family is he from? I was stunned. This was the first time someone had ever called me handsome. Uncle stepped forward and smiled, introducing me. "Hello everyone, this is my newly adopted son, Ethan Walker. He's outstanding, currently in his final year at Harvard University. And will graduate next year. If any of you directors happen to have good job opportunities, please think of our Ethan Walker." I was taken aback. So this was the real reason Uncle brought me here. I turned to look at him. His expression said clearly, "Just leave everything to me." Tonight should have been all about Vanessa Brooks. Yet after a brief chat with the elders, she walked alone to the door, glancing out over and over. I couldn't help but approach her. As I walked over, she glanced at me and gave a cold smile. "How great for you. Everything you wanted, you got. Now everyone knows you have the Brooks family backing you." I frowned. "That's not what I intended at all." She waved dismissively. "Guys like you, I've seen plenty since I was young." With that, she pulled out her phone and turned her back to me. Just as I was about to walk away, my phone started vibrating. I assumed it was another private message from her on social media. I was about to switch it off when she suddenly lifted her head as if she'd discovered something. She furiously began tapping at her screen, and my phone started vibrating non-stop. I slowly turned around and met her gaze. "Ethan Walker," she said. I held my head. "It's not me." I quickly headed toward the exit. But Vanessa Brooks followed me and caught up in the garden. We stood facing each other in an awkward silence. I kept swallowing nervously, thinking, I'm doomed. She already disliked me, and now that she realized I'd been lying to her all along, she definitely wouldn't let it go. Just as my brain was spinning, trying to come up with an explanation, she suddenly burst into tears. "I'm sorry, Ethan. I didn't recognize you. I'm such a fool." I froze on the spot. "Wait, what's going on? You must think terribly of me now, right? I judged you without understanding, assumed the worst, and even accused you of taking my dad to eat garbage food. I said such harsh things. I really was awful." I scrambled to grab some tissues. "Don't cry, seriously, I'm not mad." But she kept shaking her head, refusing the tissue. "No, if you don't forgive me, I'll just keep crying forever." Looking at her like that, I suddenly recalled her cold, mocking expression from earlier. This girl really has two faces, I thought. Helplessly, I nodded again and again. I'm not mad. I forgive you. She instantly lit up, smiling radiantly. Thank you, darling. I froze. Wait, what did you just say? Vanessa Brooks pouted and pulled out her phone. After scrolling for a while, she held it in front of me. Ethan, look. 2 years ago, I posted a selfie online and you commented saying that if we ever met in person, you'd be my boyfriend. I've remembered that all this time. Look here, you said we'd eat together, go to the amusement park, and this one too. She kept rambling while I felt my face get hotter and hotter. Alright, stop. Please don't read anymore. Who taught me to write stuff like that? I couldn't take it anymore and tried to stop her. Wait a minute. Didn't you already have a boyfriend? How can you? She looked at me with a confused, gloomy expression. Ethan, I've never even been in a relationship. Even if you don't like me, don't slander me like that. Humph, still being stubborn, huh? I took out my phone and scrolled to that post. Look, isn't this you and your boyfriend? She widened her eyes. What? You mean Ryan Carter? Oh my God, that's a huge misunderstanding. He's just a friend. I asked him to help me pick out a gift for you. That day at the mall, we were looking for a suit, for you. Then she showed me their message history. See, Ethan, I swear I'm innocent. I read through them and realized, she was telling the truth. It really was just one giant misunderstanding. Vanessa Brooks looked up at me, eyes full of sincerity. So, Ethan. I looked at her too, slightly flustered. After we got together, she kept asking whether I had secretly liked her all along. That's when I realized. Vanessa Brooks is ridiculously full of herself. But I'd never say that to her. I started secretly falling for her from the very first day of our freshman year. That day, as soon as I arrived at the university, I tripped over a rock and fell hard. My hands and legs were scraped and bleeding, my luggage scattered everywhere. Only Vanessa Brooks came over to help me pick up my things and even took me to the infirmary. From that moment on, I liked her. But I never told her. If I did, she'd probably get full of herself for a long time. So I just said, no, I didn't like you. I only agreed because you're pretty. She giggled, touched her face, and said, well, lucky me for being pretty. She also said, actually, I've secretly liked you for a long time. Even though I'd never met you in person, every time you encouraged me online, I felt supported. Gradually, I began looking forward to your comments and messages every day. I replied, this girl posts everything online. Eventually, we started dating, but her father found out. He asked to meet me at a cafe. With a serious face, I was so nervous I couldn't say a word. Then he pushed a check card across the table. I stared at it blankly and said, so, this cliché rich family plot twist is happening to me now? Ethan Walker, that's the goddess you've been secretly in love with for 4 years. Are you really going to let this chance slip away? I was confused. So, uncle, what does this mean? He smiled and explained, this is the money I've prepared for you to study abroad. I once married Vanessa's mother when I was poor, so I understand, among the upper class. Only education and career give you real confidence. I hope that in this relationship, you'll gain some confidence of your own. I looked at him, and my eyes suddenly turned red. When I was very young, my father passed away from illness. When I first met her uncle that day, seeing his awkward manner, I thought to myself, if my father were still alive, would he also have faced such difficulties? Would someone have lent him a hand? That's why I called out to him that day. And I'm glad I did. So this is what it feels like to have a father. A few years later, I returned from abroad. Through my own efforts, I had established myself and built my own career. On the day of our engagement, her father said, "You naughty girl, you'd better treat Ethan well from now on, or I won't forgive you." Vanessa Brooks looked at me and smiled without saying a word, she just held my hand tightly. If you're enjoying the story, don't forget to like and subscribe, it really helps the channel and keeps more videos coming your way. Thank you for listening.